we're at about 10 to 12 new clients per month, which I can see why your system works is because you have this multi-step approach. I will say it's 45,000 a year. 135,000 is probably what it would equate to. It's been awesome for my business. It's been great. It's a big difference. What I like even more is just the confidence that I'm going to get more clients every month. It's not just like I'm done with 135,000 new revenue. It's going to keep adding on. I mean, I just expect it to get even better than we already are doing now. So very happy about it. Looking forward to continuing to work together.
All right. So today we have John from Better Ways Accounting. How are you doing, John?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. So right off the bat, if you want to explain, who you are, what you do, and how you help some of your clients, so that people can learn more about you.
Yeah, I'm John Love, owner of Better Ways Accounting and Tax. We have a three-part business here. Look at it like accounting, finance, and consulting. Accounting is the numbers. Finance is what do the numbers mean? It's the meaning. And then consulting is sort of that action items behind the meaning. Now that we know what it means, what do we do now? We help clients with all three of those. The primary driver of the business, though, is our monthly recurring bookkeeping subscription. We help about 150 local businesses, mainly in Phoenix, but we're a little bit spread out in some other states.
Nice. Yeah, I know we've mostly worked on the bookkeeping stuff and can go more into it. But before that, just tell us a bit more about how did you hear about Strategy Stream Consulting and our services?
I didn't have, well, the way we acquired customers was mainly word of mouth and referrals for the last couple of years. I really felt like we built the foundation where we could handle more. We're really on top of our operations, getting our bookkeeping done, our payroll, sales tax for clients, the annual tax returns, and now the finance piece. We really dialed that in, and I felt like I was ready to just add clients to it and help even more businesses than we were already. So, like I do, I just kind of approach it with the scientific method. Let's try 5 different things. You were one of those things I found online, I believe. You probably are searching it or something on Instagram. Probably Instagram, right? Facebook or Instagram. Signed up for the call, and you were willing to work with kind of the model that I offered to you, which was being results driven and paid for results, which I appreciated. And that's why I made this one of the tests. And I'm glad that I did.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and so you mentioned you were focused more on referrals previously, and then you were also, did a few tests, right? So before jumping on and trying different things, what was your business like, and what were some things you're struggling with on your own, or when it comes to finding a service that you could trust?
I just didn't know how to go about it. I didn't know how to think about that. My mind is focused on the business, the back end, the accounting, the finance, the numbers. It's not creative minded or like content or any of those types of things. So it's not a strength of mine. It's not something I wanted to focus on or spend too much time on. But I knew I needed to figure it out to get this business from the growth that it was to accelerating that even more. Um, so it wasn't. We were struggling with figuring out a way to grow outside of word of mouth and referrals.
Yeah, that usually tends to be the case with a lot of the
Yeah.
firms or local businesses that we work with. And so the next question is, why did you decide it was time to sign up for our services?
I tried a few different things, all of which didn't work as well. Like I said, I talked to you, good conversation with my result driven approach. So we tried this out. And pretty quickly, because I was working with a couple of other vendors, pretty quickly I could tell you were different than they were. And pretty quickly we saw the way that you set up our business, not just for what we talked about, which is getting leads, but you set up like the CRM, the ability to get leads, of course, but then also the nurture campaigns and even doing some things we didn't talk about, like following up, calling some of those leads to make sure they booked an appointment with me. That was super helpful. Really appreciated it. And it's not something anybody else did. Anybody else, if they were able to get me leads, they weren't great or they were made up, just really low quality leads that wouldn't get on calls and a lower volume. But they didn't have any of the other stuff, which I can see why your system works, is because you have this multi step approach to getting people to show up to an appointment that nobody else that I've seen does.
Yeah, no, thank you. And that's the thing, we focus more on a system of the end goal of getting you clients, right? Not just like, hey, we're on Facebook or we just get you leads. And if you want to go a little bit deeper into some of the what do you call the numbers, right? Because I know you mentioned, hey, you didn't there was a lower volume with some of the other vendors that you worked with. So how was it like compared to working with others versus us, and how many were converting, and where are you at with your business right now after working with us so far?
Yeah, the other services didn't really pan out. There wasn't an ROI. I stopped working with them at this point
Hmm.
because we were able to find success. The secondary mechanism with which I get clients is now referrals and word of mouth, which used to be the best. I would add a few clients a month. And now we've been working together, I think about, what, 60 days, maybe something like that.
It's
Um,
about 2 months now.
about 2 months. Yeah, we've had maybe 100 leads. They're pretty good quality. I mean, I think the very first day, or definitely the first week you launched the campaign, even though you needed to learn a little bit, we started seeing leads like right away, like
Mm.
consistently, a couple every day to start. And they were definitely high quality. They would actually answer the phone, text, not all of them, but a lot of high quality was in there. And then if they didn't, you would follow up with them and make sure they did book an appointment, which was super helpful. Um, I'm now looking at it like we're at about 10 to 12 new clients per month with the system. That's what I
Yeah.
put it at. And it's translating to, I think we've added about 45,000 in annual recurring revenue, something like that, just in our 60 days we've been working together.
Wow. Okay.
So
So
it's been
and
awesome for my business. It's been great. The growth is completely accelerated, and I feel like we're only just learning. Like we had a starting point to learn, see what we would work, and it's only going to get better. We're only going to optimize it, and I started you off with a small test budget too, so I wouldn't blow a bunch of money, and you did well with it. And we've been increasing that since then to get even more of what we're doing. I will say I also added a salesperson to help me with the appointments because you were booking too many appointments for me. I didn't have time to get on the phone with all of them. So that's been good to have him on the team, and he's also been able to talk to prospects, get them to sign up, and really show our value once they get on an appointment with him.
yeah, for sure. And that's the one thing I've also realized from working with different companies, that people who eventually has starts growing out their sales team and knows how to do the sales part are the one that gets the best results from the system, right? Because there's so much we can do
Yeah,
leading up to the person or the prospect showing up to a call with you, right? So yeah, we definitely added the caller, right, to make sure that we did book people on the calendar. We made sure we followed up the day before or the day of to make sure that they did show up to the appointment so that you can have actually a conversation with them. But at the end of the day, you still have to be the one to, get them to sign up for your services, right? So
yeah,
that's always, on your end that you were able to actually capitalize on working with us. Hmm.
yeah. I'll say a couple other things. What I've also noticed is because I was taking all the calls at first, I've learned a lot about what people are looking for because at first it was
Hmm.
someone would refer a client. Obviously, like all business owners, they need some sort of bookkeeping. They're going to have to do their taxes every April, and they need to know how the business is performing month to month. You just have to, to make sure you pay payroll or whatever else you need to do. Um, but if someone would get referred to our business, they would trust us because they would know the person. There was a lot of trust there. I was very worried, didn't know how to figure out um, getting our message, getting our word, getting our business out to other people that have never heard about us. And I think we've been successful with that. People are getting on calls. We're able to build that trust, and they're able to try us out. That's been big. But I've also learned a lot about our customer, talking to them on the phone, and it's just because it's a different kind of customer. It's a new customer I wasn't accessing before, and I've learned a lot about their needs, which we tested a couple of different variations of ads, so like tax returns and bookkeeping, and
Hmm.
almost all the time when I'm talking to someone and I tell them, hey, we'll catch you up for free when you sign up, you hear that like sigh of relief, like it really hits. Um, so like as a business owner or someone who developed the product, it's just so like rewarding to hear that, like, ooh, take care of me. It's just really good feedback I didn't have before.
Yeah, exactly, right. That's why when we started, we wanted to focus more on different angles and different offers and promotions to see really what would stick out, right? Because you never know which one will. Because I personally thought the free tax return was going to be the one that was the winner, but the market will tell you exactly what the market wants,
Yeah,
right? And the other thing is, a lot of people I talk to, they always brag about how their referral, like how they can close really well on referrals, but they don't realize that hey, referrals are a completely different type of people than when someone's cold from the internet who don't know who you are, it hasn't been vouched for by a friend or someone that they already know, right? So you're able to also do that where, understand and learn that type of clientele and being able to close them as well.
The
So,
big difference is volume because I
mhm,
was one of those people. I was like, yeah, if we get a referral, very high probability, maybe 100% that we're going to close, but there's a limited amount of them. There's a smaller sample size. So if
mhm.
you can learn to access a different customer base, other strangers online or virtual that will use your business, that scales. I don't know what the upper limit of that is yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, eventually, we'll figure that out. And also, you mentioned 45,000 in annual revenue that you've added. And do you know how much we've spent on ads and how many clients you've been able to add so far in total?
Um, I'd have to do the quick math. I think it's probably been about. We started with 1,500 the first month to see if it would
Hmm.
work as a test, and then I think we went up to 3,000 after that, but not for the
Yep.
whole month. So it's something like 4,000 maybe.
Yeah, I think 3,700 or 4,000 is about right.
Okay.
Yeah, and how do you recall how many clients you've added to your back end so far?
Yeah, 12 so far. We have a lot more in the pipeline that could also
Mhm.
close. So this is just the beginning. And I will say it's 45,000 a year, but our product is really sticky. People usually stick with us at least 3 years, so it's going to be more than that.
Right. So yeah, that's another thing, like lifetime value. So you said
Yeah,
45,000 per year. So if you average even just conservatively, right, how many years would you say the clients stay with you and how that multiply out to?
yeah, it's about 3 years. So 135,000 is probably what it would equate to, something like that.
Wow, okay. So for 4,000
That's
ad spend, you had a return of lifetime value of 135,000.
Yeah, something like that. It's a big difference. What I like even more is just the confidence that you're going to get more clients every month. Like the
Mhm.
system, the pipeline. I see like it's not just like I'm done with 135,000 new revenue. It's going to keep adding on. That's what I'm
Yeah.
happiest about. It gives me a lot of confidence to grow my business, to hire more people, all that type of stuff. It's really,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like you said, we're just optimizing, right? It's only been two
yeah.
months since we've tried it, and so I guess the next question is, for some of the other, like some of the other clients that that maybe working with or in the future would work with strategy and consulting, like what's one piece of advice that you would have for them?
One piece of advice. I mean, I would say try it out. Try it out and tell them as much as you can about your core customer, your core product, and give them room to work with a few different angles because you don't know what's going to work. And it's worth just experimenting to find out because it might surprise you.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, and then the last thing, someone who's, say considering working with us, right? What would you tell them, to take that leap of faith, or why should they try us out?
They should try because of how performance based you are. Like your
Hmm.
model depends on their success. So
Yeah.
I love the collaborative aspect of business. Like we went together. Um,
Hmm.
that's something I didn't really find with other businesses, other vendors, and unsurprisingly, we didn't get the result because they walk a different way. So I love that we both win when I get clients.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so John, that's all the questions I've had. I know we're going to continue working together in the future and maybe figuring out other ways to, get you clients. But yeah, any last thoughts before we wrap this up?
No, I mean I just expect it to get even better than we already are doing now. So very happy about it. Looking forward to continuing to work together.
Okay, sounds good. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Till then.
Yeah.